G'day guys, thanks for joining in again. Alright, so we're just getting ready. I'm packing up now, getting set to leave tomorrow morning. Cod Classic weekend 2021. My favourite weekend of the year by an absolute country mile. I've been so excited. I've been looking forward to this weekend for months and months and months. Unfortunately, my best mate done his back. Shout out to you, PJ. Hope you're getting better, mate. Can't make it, so I'll be fishing alone, but I won't be travelling alone. I've got my grandfather. He's going to come up for a drive up to Lake Moala, so I'm pretty happy about that and quite excited. So the good old little punt has had a bit of love put into it. We've given her a paint job. She's been serviced. We've given her a name. Thanks to Willow, the boat is now called Sharalander. Paint job I did myself. As you can see, it's not the best, but it looks pretty decent for a little punt, inspired by my favourite race boat. Those of you who know race boats would remember the boat called God's Gift. Well, this little boat here is called Cod's Gift. We're going to go out and catch some cod this weekend. So it is a dolphin hull. It's got a Mercury 15 on the back of it, which is an absolute cracker of a little motor. Haven't had any dramas with it, touch wood. Starts pretty much first time every time. Love it. Boat's set up. Got our little fish finder. We've got a couple of speakers in it, little stereo. We've got internal LED lights, which you'll see that run along the side of the hull, and a couple of LED light bars on the front for when we're going out nice and early, trying to get the big cod off the surface. Rod holders are nicely stored here on the inside. As you can see, I take 4 rods with me, cod weekend, because there's generally 2 of us fishing, but we'll see how we go. A couple of bait rods, couple of spinners for lures. In here we have got some yabbies. These guys are looking pretty healthy. Look like a tasty cod snack. We've also got cheese for bait. Got some big scrubbies which are in the fridge at the moment. But yeah, hopefully we catch some off the surface, which I'd love. I think that's my favourite way of catching cod. But yes, cod weekend is my favourite weekend of the year. Look, there she is. The mighty Murray cod just sitting up the front there. So yeah, once we've got everything in the car, we're heading off tomorrow morning, coming back Monday, 4-day trip up to Yarrawonga. The Yamaha 2021 Lake Moala Cod Classic. Alright, day one. We're out on the river today fishing a Cod Classic. It's first thing in the morning, sun's just come up. It's just about to come over the top of the water. So, got a couple of baits out. We've got yabbies on the go, scrub worms. I've got a few faithfuls that I use, a bit of chicken breast, just a few cheese blocks. And I'm going to try something different today, which I went to the butcher. And this is some primo chorizo sausage. So I've heard that blokes have used it before. Don't know if it works, but we're going to find out. Last night was a whole bunch of fun down at the briefing. Got to go and have a look at all the different boats that are up for grabs in terms of prizes. All the different food stalls and sponsors that were there, they were fantastic. So get around them. But yeah, let's see if we can't get onto a fish. So we've just tied up to a tree, baits are in the water. We're sitting in, what do we got? About 4 meters deep worth of water, and the river is absolutely pumping at the moment. I don't know if you can see, try and get an idea of how fast it's flowing, but it's pumping pretty hard. So fishing's going to be pretty hard going today, but we'll see how we go. But I mean, does life get much better than this? I don't think so. I didn't get it on video, but we got our first one of the day. Only very little. I'm not even going to put it on the brag mat. It's not worth it, but we're on the board. So we've just moved spots and a costume change. Come out of the south side of Lake Mawela, come up to the north side of the river, or upstream, sorry, not north side, upstream to Bundalong. Put the boat in there. New South Wales Fisheries were at the boat ramp, just making sure everyone has their correct safety equipment, doing thorough checks of all the boats, and sorry, no, missed it. And I'll continue. Doing all the equipment checks, make sure you get your fire extinguisher, your life jackets, all that kind of stuff. The reason I've come up here is there was not much biting down on the other side, going downstream, so trying to find somewhere that's out of the wind. You probably can't hear, but you can tell by the trees behind me it's pretty windy at the moment, so fingers crossed we can get a bite. Here we are, morning day 2. We're back out on the downstream side of the river. Not much luck yesterday afternoon in Bundalong. There was not much going on, so I didn't film anything. It's super early in the morning, but the water was like glass, so little Charlotte was up and about, hence my eyes are all watery, just the wind hitting my eyes then. Probably should have put my sunglasses on. We're going to go back to the Old Faithful this morning. Cheese, chicken, out deep, and fingers crossed today at least we can get something. By the feel of it, we're on our first fish of the morning. And I think it's very, very small. Well, we have a fish. It's a little cod. Nothing to be too excited about. I feel like it's the same fish I caught yesterday. There's my little glove. I like to wear gloves. I don't like the smell of fish on my hands, but it's just a little bit easier and just a little bit more gentle on the fish. Down here. As we watch him swim off you go, mate. There he goes. Yoo-hoo! One on the board. This feels like a much better fish. that's a nice cod. That has made my weekend. That there is a nice specimen of a Murray cod. So let's just come down here. Get him back in the water. And away he goes. That was a better fish. Happy days. Alright, that wraps up what has been a pretty good Cod Classic weekend. Like I said, it's my favourite weekend of the year. Get to come away to Yarrawonga Holiday Park, and this year I had a special guest with me, so it was my grandfather. Chose not to be on camera, but that's alright. He made it really special. It was really good to get away for the weekend and have him with me. But no, we're packing up. Ended up the weekend with I think 5 or 6 little cod, so I can't complain. I've come away for a weekend fishing and I caught fish. But yeah, it wasn't a winning fish. The winning fish ended up being $1.23, I think, in the adult section, and the junior was $1.14 or $1.17. So some absolute monsters being pulled in. The biggest one I got was 44, so I'm only 80 centimeters off where I should be. But look, it was a great weekend. We're packing up now, getting ready to head home back to Melbourne, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.